Today we're going to talk about solutions to open sentences. In our last video we talked about what an open sentence was. There are two kinds. They are either equations or they're inequalities. And an open sentence is just a comparison of two expressions. And in between that comparison of the two expressions is going to be either your equal sign for an equation or one of those inequality symbols for an inequality. So that would be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So we're going to take a look and see if a solution of an equation or an inequality is true. And in order to do that, we're going to need to plug in the given solution and evaluate both sides of our open sentence to see if they are true for the given symbol. So let's take a look at our first example. It says, is 3 a solution to the open sentence below? So our first expression is 8 minus 2x. And then we have a comparison symbol equal to. Our second expression is the number 2. So we're wondering if 8 minus 2x is equal to 2 when we have a solution of 3. So this is kind of how you check your work. So we're going to take 3 and we're going to plug it in. That's our substitution value. So I'm going to rewrite, and I like to show all of my work. So some of you are wondering, how do you show work when you're given some of our questions in Schoology? This is how you do it. You show your substitution and then you continue to work through using the order of operations. So I have 8 minus 2 times 3 is 6. I continue with my expression 8 minus 6, which is 2. And on the other side, it's supposed to equal 2. So then I read my expression at the end, my comparison. Is 2 equal to 2? Why, yes, it is. So is 3 a solution to that open sentence? Yes, it is, because I got a true statement when I simplified everything out. Let's take a look at the next one. Again, it's an equation. It says 4x minus 5 equals 6. So let's go ahead and plug in, and we're using that same 3 value. So 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 5 should equal 6 if 3 is a solution. 12 minus 5 is 7 equals 6. So does 7 equal 6? Why, no, it doesn't. So 3 is not a solution, because right here, when I did all my simplifying, I'm going to put a slash through that equal to sign. 7 is not equal to 6. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. The next one is an inequality. So I have 2z plus 5 is greater than 12. Make sure you know those symbols. I'm going to go ahead and say 2, plug in 3, plus 5 should be greater than 12. So let's see. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 5 should be greater than 12. 6 plus 5 is 11. That should be greater than 12. Is 11 greater than 12? No. So this is not true. So 3 is not a solution to that expression. It helps when you read that final statement. You might catch something silly when it comes out of your mouth. It sounds silly. All right, let's try the next one. 5 plus 3, plug in 3, should be less than or equal to 20. So we have 5 plus 9 should be less than or equal to 20. 5 plus 9 is 14. Is that less than or equal to 20? Is 14 less than or equal to 20? Yes, it is. Because this, once I substituted things in, and again, this is the work that I should see on your papers when we're in class, on your whiteboards, or your screens. If I asked you to show your work, this is what we're looking for, all of this, not just the answer yes or no. So we have a couple of different examples here. We're going to translate, practice that, and also determine if the solution is true. So let's remember our translation from before. It says the sum of 42 and a number is 51. Now the word is a representation of the equal sign. So I know over here I've got an equal 51. So now we have to just translate the first expression. the sum of 42 and a number. So sum means addition, 42 plus a number, and I'm going to use that letter A. Letter B, let's take a look. The sum of 12 and the quantity 8 times a number is 48. So again, I'm going to look for that comparison. It says is, so I'm going to put my equal to sign here. Is 48, and I'm going to go back to the rest. It says the sum of 12, so sum means addition, of 12 and the quantity. Remember, quantity means some sort of grouping symbol, so I'm going to use parentheses of 8 times a number. So I'm going to say 8a, end my parentheses. Okay, let's take a look at letter C. It says the product of 4 and a number is at most 51. So is at most is going to be one of those inequality symbols. So let's start with the product of 4 and a number. So I'm going to say 4a. And then it says is at most 51. So I know 51 has to be over here. Is at most 51. That means 51 is the greatest value it could be. So whatever 4a is, it is at most 51. Can we be 51? Sure. Can we be less than 51? Yes, we just can't be greater than 51 because our product, 4a, is at most 51. That's the peak. So it's at the top at 51. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can determine whether the value is a solution. So this is where we plug in the value, evaluate it on our paper, show all your steps, and at the end decide if that last comparison statement is true or false. So we're going to go ahead and plug in 1 in for y. So 9 plus 4 should equal 17. Well, 9 plus 4 is 13. Does 13 equal 17? Nope. So it is not a solution. All right, letter E, we're going to plug in the value of 2. So we have 2 plus 3. Plug in 2. Now make sure, and I like to plug in my values with the parentheses, so I recognize that this number here isn't 32, but it is 3 times 2. When I follow my order of operations, I have 2 plus 3 times 2 is 6. That should be less than or equal to 8. So 2 plus 6 is 8. That should be less than or equal to. So is 8 less than 8? It isn't. But is 8 equal to 8? It is. So this is, yes, a solution. Because 8 does equal 8. Last one, we're going to plug in 3. So I have 2, plug in 3 minus 1 should be greater than or equal to 7. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 1 should be greater than or equal to 7. 6 minus 1 is 5. Is that greater than or equal to 7? Well, let's see. Is 5 greater than 7? Nope. Is 5 less than 7? I'm sorry, is 5 equal to 7? No. So this one is also not a solution because 5 is not greater than or equal to 7.